V1 are clear favorites coming into this event, and we get to see why in perfect display here as they're just gonna run a mock here, honestly, Sapphire, to be starting things off.
Yeah, that was a statement game from Version 1. Yeah, I mean, the entire team obviously played incredible. There was not a single round I was ever concerned that they were potentially going to lose this match. But obviously, Fluorescent, come on, just completely farming. It was played with so much confidence, like always deep into the site. What my favorite thing about V1 too, as soon as like one player on Wingman exposes themselves and you see them, three players from Version 1 are ready to shoot them down. Like their trades are so incredible, so on point.
They just seem Version 1 so quick to react to everything, and that is insane because you see this kind of plays from other teams and they don't look like as fast, but for Version 1 it's like they know exactly what is going to happen and they have full control as they did towards this Haven map from beginning to end. And again, I feel like, well, again, part of it was just like the insane amount of opportunities that Fluorescent was giving, and also the support that the team was giving to make sure that Fluorescent was set up for success, and a lot of these entries towards that B side using that cove and making sure that when Fluorescent is dashing in, there's an A, B, and C of what is going to follow Fluorescent to make sure that she stays alive, and the rest of the team is also able to respond as fast as we saw.
Farmer for Fluorescent out here, honestly, the 25 and 10 to be starting us off. I mean, if she doesn't have every eye on her right now, then I don't know what else she needs to do, because absolutely every time we get to see her on the screen, she's absolutely cracked.
Yeah, it's so funny. We never see usually Noya down at the bottom of the scoreboard. Like, there's nothing Noya could do. Like, Fluorescent was just taking every single frag.
Also, I gotta say, $3.99, not even $400. Fluorescent, I don't know. Kind of fell off a little bit on this one. Not $400.
Where could she get more? Like, go on, they close it too soon. But we'll have to see then. She has the chance to redeem herself, okay, in your eyes. Looking at our next map of Breeze in this series. There's a couple of interesting things, though, when we're looking at this map, because this is going to be Version 1 picking it up, but I mean, we actually haven't really gotten to see them play this in any recent time here, Sapphire, so it really is kind of up in the air. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's been out of the pool for such a long time, and then neither team touched it so far in Game Changers Series 3. So, you know, that maybe plays to Wingman's advantage a bit. Maybe they can surprise some things here, but obviously, again, it's another map where a Jet is just going to run wild, and probably going to be Fluorescent again.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that potential for the surprise factor coming out from Wingman Patrol, but V1, I mean, they're a team that they put everything into this, so if they're going to be picking it up as their map pick, I don't think that there's anything that's going to be surprising them. So heading into the Agent Select, I'm intrigued to see what both teams are kind of thinking about. I guess, as you said, looking at Fluorescent, we got to see her being a star last time around, but it's not the Jet. We're gonna get to see that Fluorescent Yoru coming out, going up against the Yoru Bunny Bee. This has the potential, Dan, to be my favorite match of the day.
I mean, we saw Breeze earlier today, and it was the Yoru v Yoru. Now we get to see it again, but it's by Bunny Bee and Fluorescent. This makes things so interesting because, I mean, we've seen quite a lot of Fluorescent, but we haven't seen enough of Fluorescent Yoru, and I want to see how it's gonna play out with this meta on this map still kind of shaping up as the map comes back and as the map gets changed. I think you're gonna see a lot more of this Yoru, and I think Fluorescent could be a perfect example of things and ideas that Version 1 has brought to the table that has been working out for them in scrims. But on the other side, I think Wingman Patrol have also a really good chance here. You have not only Bunny Bee, who is an explosive player on this Yoru, but you have Rise on this KO, and Rise has been known for also just constantly giving that support to the duelist as needed, and on this KO I feel like it's going to be even more important.
Well, Rise, Bunny Bee, everyone's gonna have to really step up here to try and take this into this map 3 against a V1 that looking frankly as they have in every other game changer at this point, which is to say unstoppable. Heading into this though, I'm excited nonetheless, and I'm excited to hear a little bit more coming out from our wonderful casters here, Gomps and Riv.
Heading into the next game, which honestly is going to be pretty exciting. We got to see
Let's
Floor
go.
do questionable things on the Jet, and I feel like we're going to see Floor do questionable things on the Yoru. But that's okay. That's pretty exciting. But again, moving forward, Riv, listen, I'm excited to be back.
I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to see this Omen.
Oh, yeah.
So version 1 still stay with the double controller, and they pick the Omen out of the Viper that we usually see for the wall. So I'm excited to see. Keep an eye on what Sarah's doing. But also the composition of Wingman Patrol, how they're using the Yoru. Also, they can watch their back a little bit more. So Fluorescent's going to have trouble getting through these trips if we have those being placed out. Same thing with Noya, though. Cypher trips can always be placed really funky on this one. So Cypher players have a field day. Let's see what we have. New Breeze. And mid's going to be the play. So mid control here. It's pretty much what you need all the time now. Same for the mid.
Ooh.
And Fluorescent hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, I think hardest thing for this map, too, is just the fact that V1 like to win out these fights, right? So
Oh my god.
they have the aim. They knew that Breeze was that long shot distance type of map. So, yeah, they know they could win the fights. Not feeling too afraid of what they're going to do here. Alexis, you can already see now. Flash coming through, sticking their ground here down in main.
Incredibly quick play. Now have the ability to watch the extremities. Nice drop from Avery. And that trade from Fluorescent will pull another pistol round now in favor of V1. I don't know if the Thrifty will come through. Obviously up to Wingman Patrol, but I don't put it by them. They do a lot of cool stuff on their save rounds. They have a lot of cool plans they put together. The team's fully behind, and you can see how well they work these strategies out. Have made V1 suffer some players in these rounds, and somehow V1's able to come around and fix it. So we'll see. The Marshal for Avery, it was considered. It's just going to be a Sheriff. So it looks like they're all playing together here. They don't want to peek too soon. Get him close, use the Marshals, make it happen. This is so scary now. I think getting through halls here in Breeze, it almost requires mid, unless this is where you're trying to pull utility out of your enemy and really figure out where they are. Otherwise, all eyes are on that entryway. You just get mowed down. Let's see if they can do it.
Ooh. They've actually caught out Storybun sitting close. What is going on, Floor?
Almost.
Missing the shot, but that would have been an insane 3K to take in. Luckily, WPT, they stay alive.
Great recovery.
Oh my goodness, that would have been so unfortunate. They still see Noya though. Able to get the one, so they open up the site just a bit more here. And it was Floor to scare this team back into a disciplined defense. Up to Soda to try to take this in. No flashes, no util, no nothing. Still something to be done. A 2K down in this round. To take it down 1-1.
What a start for Wingman Patrol. Soto stepping up to drop 2 to make it happen. Incredible shots to take that win in their favor. Was that Mel and Alexis? I forgot who was alive already because my mind, it was like MIB'd by the beautiful play right there.
Yeah.
I can't understand what just, oh, that was so good. Soto taking the shot, Red Bull clutch. They know where Soto is in this situation. And this is Wingman Patrol showing that they can absorb a fast hit. They can control one of these protocols, and it is Mel and Alexis, the two teammates getting taken down by Soto. What a play, what a start. Very much needed from Wingman Patrol. They have to be high spirits right now coming into round 3. And again, that's the second time they've thrifted. Incredible stuff versus V1.
Seeming like this is going to have to be the bonus round that you weren't necessarily expecting. WPT opening pick already coming through on Noya. I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit afraid of Floor. I don't know what I'm supposed to expect in this moment right now. Could be a TP coming around down in the back. Seems like there's nothing happening here. Bunny B using their own Yoru to try to take out the competition. But I do want to ask, Riv, have you seen like the comms of what V1 actually sound like when they're behind the screens and on Twitter? It's just, literally them screaming and making
Indeed.
jokes and enjoying each other's presence, which I feel is
It's hard to lose when that's the situation.
I agree.
Right? I feel like Mel and the rest of the squad do a really good job of promoting that. We actually heard even when they were I didn't know if Starry Bun was going to peak, so I was trying to finish that story. But still, actually. Sarah goes, even when they said they were losing on the main stage, they're trying to pump each other up and keep it going.
Yeah.
And that's always necessary. Avery goes down,
30
weapon
seconds
picked
left.
up. We want to make it a little bit better of a chance.
Bunny V so close to taking out another one. Still got 22 seconds left, so Spike has to be planted at some point. There's 2 flashes there to use here. Fries does this correctly. Suppression pushed out. Now a flank actually trying to stall this. Mel not knowing what to do. Tries to move their way onto site, look for coverage, but doesn't work.
Deja vu. It wasn't a 1v2, but Soto kills Mel and Alexis again to win the round as they're trying clutch together. Soto getting in the heads now. This could be what they needed. Avery with a great push. And I don't think V1 is fully expecting these pushes to be every round, right? It was much easier to see what Wingman Patrol was trying to do on the extremities, with mid being pushed by a Starry Bun over and over coming out. So this time, I think V1 is now absorbing this information. They'll be playing a little bit different. See, I'm kind of defaulted across the map. Bunny B's angry about Haven, though.
Rightfully so. I would be too. The op's going to be difficult to play against, though, now that we've kind of pushed V1 back in an uncomfortable position. Sarah's gone. There's smokes. No longer there. Huge flash residing over down towards A. That information being said, they still try to get the molly through floor, hitting the shots like always. Headshot. One after the other, but the op's still holding the angle. They have to try to figure out a way to get onto this. It's going to be impossible. 1-to-1. Pick ratio here with Nonia finally upping just the pressure overall. It's Bunny B now. Making a stance around the back, but mid still extremities being watched. I don't know what to do. Flash being pushed out to try to stall this, but it's not enough. Even then, the op going down. Can't pick it back up. Yeah, V1. I just needed some time to figure out what to do, but I think, yeah, the floor just knows how to play against the op.
And that was the default we were talking about before, but kind of the split that we'll be seeing on Breeze quite a bit. In the calmness and the patience, I think, of V1 coming from tunnels there, Noya played it really well. I think Noya knew Starry Bun was just on their left, so the fact that it took so long, see here, as they come out mid on the mini map, it's waiting, and it forces Starry Bun to have to take a different position, forcing Wingman Patrol into a bad position just with the movement version 1's creating. And they're so good at doing that when they take their space. You know you're going to get peeked by 1, 2, maybe 3 people with incredible aim. So the better thing is to find the way to fight in a different position. And version 1 is usually there too, as we see.
Ooh, they heard the TP. It's actually
we
great.
see what the smoke is being used for.
Yeah, I like that pushback too, actually. Moving forward in A. Unfortunately, Flash gets popped out, so they know where the Omen is residing. Sarah has to sit there in patience as Noya takes in a 2K. Man, that's a huge opening leading down towards A, and Floor is still just waiting around in mid for another 2. Oh, when the peek comes in, they still win the fights. They know somebody might be peeking again. That's that refrag that's being looked at over towards mid. It's Avery attempted to take one in with a Marshall in hand, but the vision already being sought out. It's Floor again with a flawless round.
Get out of here. It's like the kill has already been processed and the person just needs to peek. Be like, yep, all right, got it, calculated. Step out for me. It's just absolutely incredible to watch Fluorescent play over and over. Whatever agent, whatever map, whatever time of day. And Noya. The Sapphire in the desk talked about Noya a little bit. Yeah, Noya might have been at the bottom of the scoreboard, but that's only because Fluorescent's fragging out. And we still saw those bright moments from Noya on Haven. Now coming up with those frags saying, hey, can't leave me behind. I'm coming in too. Wingman Patrol already off to a better start. on this timeout. They're going to get it in early. We've heard coaches say before, or they've been asked, why you call the timeout so early? What was the point? What was you really wanted to say? And some just say it's better to say what you want and get it in your player's head early so they can use that in the game going forward instead of taking it a few rounds later and seeing that it didn't happen. So getting that timeout pretty early here compared to last map. Wingman Patrol is going to go ahead and talk this one through. And we actually saw, you mentioned it, Wingman, or Version 1 was waiting for Wingman to get another peek there, playing these rounds so funky, and Version 1 has to adjust to Wingman Patrol cooking up these eco round strats that have been taking the thrifty rounds.
How do you walk away with this one? It's a bit closer already in the beginning, so we're hitting a different establishment. WPT, they've kind of made a different name for themselves, but they're still aching for that first engagement. It does not work out, and the punishment continues.
Quick B. This is the V1 pistol round, basically.
Yeah. Actually, huge info coming through. They're not going to shoot through this, though. They know that it's not worth it at the time. No, Odin coming through, down in arches. Well, they have a huge understanding. They could walk away with this one if they time this correctly, but it's Soto now bringing out the best of this team. Taking out the one. Bunny be prepped with the op again, but if they drop this, this is going to be huge for the economy here. V1 can take this one back, or WPT, as it seems already no suppression left to be put together, and the shot's not coming through. V1 getting taken apart by each and every player. WPT, they've left no forgiveness at this point. One time to take Jiggle Peaks, attempting to try to take the shot, but it does not. Bunny Bee shuts it down. You get that nice 3-3. Oh, they've brought the heat now here on Breeze.
Oh my word. These retakes we were not seeing from UPT on Haven. What a nice job. A few good spans in there from Soto. V1 has to reposition, and they are all out of places. We've been seeing WPT do this. It's not a change. They pushing together. They're flowing together. They play beautifully together. It's just V1 has had the angles on them previously. Now the mix is starting to come in. With the parts for Wingman Patrol, we're starting to see that result. So they're going to go ahead and play a 3-2 across the map, but you see that gate crash that can come out from Bunny Bee. Get over
yeah, they've seen a lot and they've heard a lot as well. They know everybody's surrounding mid here too. V1 though, they've made some shots and moves. One shot missed is an opportunity taken away from WPT, but even then they've lost the op. Bunny Bee is gone. The main duelist, that main fragger, not able to help the team try to make that execution work, but a 2v4 now. And yeah, Floor is down. Lost their main fragger as well, but it's Noya that might be able to make that connection here, playing as that Sentinel.
Walls up. Oh, just hiding spots now.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Once you peek, it's pretty much Jover. You gotta be careful here. Yeah, nice. For maybe just watching every single angle. Making sure if somebody's going to make that exit frag happen, they're going to catch them on that engagement.
Looks like Avery on the Savory. Oh. Oh, now they don't know. So this was actually a really cool round coming in from Version 1 here. Op being picked up, Avery with a beautiful weapon save there. Since the change in tunnel, in the hallway, has been cut off, seeing anybody peek through hall now and go up the rope on one side or peek it from the defensive side is an ego peek. Nobody does it. So we see Sarah and we see Omens now teleporting into that area because likely nobody's playing around the defensive door side, and that was instant access for Version 1 to have the back sight, and that started to really work Wingman Patrol in a position they were not expecting. Couldn't be taken back. Great job by V1.
Yeah.
They're playing really aggressive, so Wingman Patrol can't get into these positions that are so messy for Version 1. Like version 1 loves to be in control, love to be in the motion of their own strategy, right? Wingman Patrol's done a good job of snuffing that a few times and making it difficult. Second out already coming. Talk about that coach being able to let the players know what the coach is seeing and how they may be able to V1. Right now, it's aggressive. Once V1 gets somewhere, they kind of explode.
I think they've been doing a good job at shutting Floor down, though, in the beginning of the rounds, which is great. But, you know, all in all, it's about keeping that kind of running with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, too, with the op constantly being dropped here from Bunny Bee. But I feel like this round would be a pretty good takeaway here from WPT if, like you said, the coach coming in and giving them that insight is going to help out.
It might be, I can't, against V1 right now, it is to play, I think, cautious around the walls that V1's creating. Mel has these walls that are so efficient for the players, right? It may not be efficient for everybody, but V1 knows exactly what they're doing with the gaps they're getting, what they're creating. And Mel seems to be cutting off a lot to create small quadrants to fight in. So if you're stuck in that quadrant, you're going to meet 2 or 3 members of V1 on just one pyramid as you're just coming out of mid, as you're trying to open the door. Like, all these little situations are cut off that they can instantly create, as Mel has just been rocking this harbor here. Up to the top, expecting this low buy round to be a push.
Oh, and a big one as well. Tad bit too close there to try to pull out the drone to get information, but in the end, that's what you got to do. But a good flank coming through. Unfortunately, shots not really hitting the way that they planned on it. Yeah. Already being taken out there. WPT left for the op again. But, you know, 1v4 with an op. Retake is not the best scenario to be caught in.
Yep. I think Wingman Patrol up the game. They've put a variety on what was pushing elbow. It has been Avery pushing once, got a really great kill onto, I think it might have been Alexis. Somebody was pushing over towards our elbow. And then we saw that get taken by Soto. Soto was able to take Avery, so... other way around, rather. Soto was playing with Avery, I should say. They brought 2 out.
Yeah.
And V1 was still able to figure that out. As I get myself confused. I'm looking at the mini-map and who died. And I was like, yes, these 2. Math on stream. Never do it. Quick run around. Blood in the water. So V1 just wants to search around for Bunny B. But what I was trying to blabber on Control is putting a variety to their strats to try and fake out and showing V1. Because they are somewhat running the same thing on default. Push elbow. Have someone be... Control a bit of AKs and hope to receive V1. They get too far behind enemy lines in mid or somewhere else. And V1 is just bringing party right now. All these timeouts also work for V1. They're able to figure out what they want to do, how fast they want to play, and it looks like that pace is something that's got them a few rounds here. Right and tight, and just smother your opponent. It looks like that's what it's going to be.
Cutting through.
Yeah, wall pushed up. Avoid any lines of sight here on the attack. Just looking for space. WPT, they don't really let this get to them. I mean, it's huge play coming through, a pop flash, push that rise, but it's impossible to take away from this. Everybody from V1 are already taking space up on site. 1 taps left and right. They have to try to work themselves up elbow, but it's Noya there with the flank that honestly could just clean up the whole entire situation.
Toxins going up.
So much control. Again, this space taking ability when they know, okay, our opponent has a lower buy, no mercy. Everybody trading, everybody trading. Crisp and clean. And now they just wait. Obviously going to be a push here. Get him, partner. Oh, can't do it. Dust in the eye. Avery goes down. 6-3 now. V1 start to pull away from what was the beginning of a back and forth comp. Again, that thrifty round was picked up, and that seems to make V1 mad. When they lose a round they shouldn't, I think V1 is like, okay, we're playing way too loose. Bring it together. Let's make this happen, and it looks scary. So, Wingman Patrol, no, They now need to bring this out. It's going to be the gun round. 3 ultimates and 1 that they could start to turn the tide here. You have Soto's next. Maybe Soto picks one up this round. He needs to figure out what the attack is. But V1's been moving fast, so Wingman has to move quicker.
Oh man, Mel. I can tell Mel is loving the harbor so far.
It's crazy, right?
It is.
Just looks so comfortable on it. Fake out towards B. A is a thank you very much. Plant between shrimp and crab. And now they can just dump utility into that if they need to, whether it be blinds or some gates to push out or a paranoia straight through the middle to really block it. 5v5 though. This is one of my favorite parts about Breeze. You get a lot of 5v5 retakes where everybody's available, all the util. So let's see what happens.
I'm trying to make the fix here. Get that retake in. They've taken up so much space, but now this is where the pings start to come through. Actually, alert from Mel that would have actually converted this round up to V1. It seems like they have to try to push for some sort of engagement. Shots being made. They've taken out the player. Attempting the defusable floor around the back. They have the potential. Still making a 2K from floor. That is impossible to run away with a Red Bull clutch there for V1. The shorty seems to work.
One of the plays Floor made on Bind of their last match. Yeah, Red Bull clutch B. When they just ran up on Bind box B. Blasted their opponent out of the dimensional drift. I was like, no, make it stop. They just know too much.
Yeah.
How do they know? 7-3, 4 rounds in a row now for V1 here as they start to put their foot down. Marshall for Rise in the ultimates. None nearly on the horizon for the side of WPT except for that Cypher ult. The mid push. And there it is. Snuffing out any other pushes and the defensive positionings here. So it's a 2-2. V1 knows it, and they're still throwing everything on a low buy round at Wingman Patrol there.
And still attempt the push. Despite everything that's happened, so much util brought out already. And ultimate's expended as well, so...
One enemy remaining.
They pushed a lot out into this round. It just gets shut down. Hopes and dreams now. Another flawless round from V1. It feels like we've been seeing that word time and time again.
And V1 in control, there's no reason they shouldn't use their ults in this way. Is it use it so you can get it? We've seen on many low buy rounds for the side of Wingman Patrol that they're facing a reckoning from Mel on a site take. Even when V1 has taken down a few members of Wingman Patrol, they're still facing a reckoning because Version 1 wants to capitalize on all of the advantage they have, all the economy they have, and they want to make their lead bigger. They aren't satisfied with just winning rounds in their opponent, saving an ult so they can win maybe another round. No, it's ult after ult so you can get that ult back up again. It's ruthless. For it. Starting on this one. Oof.
Shots already being pushed out too. Bunny Bee making contact. It's everybody here for WPT. Biggest way to make waves here too. Honestly, flashes that could come through right now. Noya, a push that leaves them punished time and time again. Floor, not a lot to do in this situation, but a workup from the duelist there. They have not left this 9-3, so there still is that pistol round to bring things back up the next half.
That actually feels really good for them. They move fast on V1. That Floor had ultimate, wasn't really able to use it there for a moment, so a lot of what they were doing was slowed down or had to help each other, where we see V1 in a good position. Wingman Patrol was able to pull them apart there and find under their skin. Really nicely done. Seeing Wingman Patrol pick up a few more already here and feel comfortable. A lot of their wins coming from post plants, which means they had to go against V1 and they had to outsmart them, which spells good things here if they're going to be able to hold the site and figure out how V1's getting back in. They're hitting their shots and they were playing good angles. If they can repeat that, we're going to get a great second half here, Gumpers.
Yeah, V1 have been dominant. I feel like Floor's abilities have also been coming up, but Noya now slowly bringing themselves up to the top 2, so...
Oh, this is scary.
Yeah, kind of get a good taste for it. Oh my gosh, they've wrapped around. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie, and when it comes to Floor, you don't want them stuck behind you. There's so much coverage. Soto understands the situation. They know the lurk might come through. Cam catching out, and the ability there. Puck flash down. It's Floor to take this one in, but V1 on the defense just looking to win out the round. Seems like they might just be able to. The 2 top fraggers already making that contact happen. It's up to Floor to slowly take this back. The flash popping a bit too late. Can Alexis run away with this one? Line coming through. They have no idea where these players are. It's a huge round from WTP.
That is big. Wingman Patrol coming in. The reaction was perfect from WPT. They felt pressure behind them. They pushed into sight. It looks like what they already wanted to do. So even with a little more pressure, they were not affected, and they controlled it really nice to identify they could set up defense almost immediately. They didn't have to search too much. Noya was a problem. Problem was dealt with, and the rest of the site was WPT's. Exactly what they need to start here. Now, can they stave off the thrifty that they have been giving V1 so many rounds is the question. 4 on A for V1 here. They're just going to go ahead and let the Cypher. They're going to let Noya's camera do a lot of the work and play just like Sarah did in in pistol round there. Play their life. So it's up to Wingman Patrol here to just bite down as soon as they see somebody. Playing slow, too. Feeling it out and giving V1 respect. But I think that's the smart way to play.
Ooh.
Knee shot.
Toes. Oh, you say knee shot. I say toe shot.
Hey, it's in between. They're connected. You know the song. They're connected.
They are connected. I guess so, man.
This cheeky double stack on the right here. Over by Crab.
Nice decoy pushed out from Bunny. There's 2 players just watching the right-hand side. And this gets you worried, but Soto handles the situation real nice and easy. So one more loves to make things happen. Possible situations, but sounds like this is coming to V1. It looks like it's working out for the best, but Soto just, let me just pop one real quick before I plant the spike. Seems the way to go for WPT, but yeah, unfortunately, Noya left alone in a really difficult situation.
All right, Odo. On the 4K and has been popped off right now. Soto being one of the players we haven't really seen on too much major team. Wingman Patrol now doing their best to get into a main event and be one of those teams that you know about. But Raccoons, Team Revenge previously, we all know Moon Raccoons, by the way, so not saying they're not known. One of my favorites, Rip Moon Raccoons.
Yep.
And it's absolutely crushing here. So feeling comfortable on the team, feeling comfortable against some pros. Absolutely playing beautiful for WPT.
Oh, yeah. Shots being brought out for V1. Pop flashes there. Alexis playing on the sky, and just as good as we got to see on Haven now. Taking place on Breeze. Good repositioning up from Bunny B too. Gather a lot of information left on site, but still so many players just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Slow workaround coming down towards back site. It's the pop flash to come through again. This time WPT making that value happen. Floor having to take care of the situation, but a bit too out in the open.
Plant the spike.
They have time. This should be a good setup. Utilities in. They have Trailblazer to check one side as they come in from the attack. V1, Sarah, and Alexis here. That's pretty healthy.
This is good though. 2v2. It leaves somewhat of an opening for V1 to take this back into their own hands and look into the lead there, but Avery won't let it happen. A 4K to close out this round.
Wow. WPT is just turning it up right now. And to get the bonus is incredibly huge because that's exactly where Version 1 can take back over, finalize their rounds, and say thank you very much, especially with where they were in Ultimates coming into that round. So Wingman Patrol is playing huge coming into these. Bunny B is going to get the operator to come into this round And towards that retake, we did see Sarah. We talked about version 1's Omen, how they're going to use it. A lot of those one-ways now to retake, get back in and create opportunities. All these little boxes and edges now that Breeze provides for Omen to fun things like that.
Just enjoy the moment at this point.
Just enjoying it, yeah.
Oh, man. You know, that's the thing that I've seen that V1 always do well is first, you know, shots, first engagements, seeming like that's what they're going to work with here at this point in mid control, being taken over. Alexis with a slow work up, but here comes the slow. Now Rise attempting to take this back. It's unfortunate because it seems difficult, but Bunny B with the playing on the attack as Yoru. Like, this is not what you expect from a Breeze game, but it seems like that's what's going to happen here. A workaround coming through from Sarah. No shots left in the main here. Of course, it doesn't seem like anything is working out, but for Floor, it does. A 4K again. The Yorus this game are being off.
Move in after I strike. That's when they're weak.
That is scary. And that's definitely going to get the blood pumping for V1. Now, you know they're cheering on that side. I mean, look at this. That's the vibe jump. They're like, I got nowhere to be for like 30 seconds. I'm just going to go ahead and jump around. I'm going to bunny hop. Fluorescent is feeling, getting in position with that operator towards Nest. You see all the pings at the back of sight here for WPT. I think that's where we're going to get Bunny B. If they can make it safely. All this site utility set up too. V1 is prepared for this.
Oh, like
Are they?
That's so great, though. Bunny B pushes to a huge extent, honestly, clearing things out. They're just helping out the Sova.
Here.
Hey, shoot me over here. I'm feeling pretty good about this, but now they back themselves out into a corner. Mel takes that one in. Huge punishment coming through V1. They slowly converted this back into their own hands, but how easy is it going to be to take this back? Now the fight's coming through. Rise with a molly to take out Mel.
One enemy
Strongest player coming through right now. Unfortunately, Floor can't even say anything about the situation, but it's left up to Alexis. We've seen the clutches from this team over and over again. They don't care about anything else. They still have Trailblazer for information left alive. They slowly work around. This is huge. There's potential. But another look. There's so much left to be done, but it's Storybun finding the angle, taking this round again.
Just a tiny hairline of Storybun to come through and take the win. New B on Breeze is so scary to be the person inside. Look at those little boxes. Look at all the little places now. There's no more entry on the left side with the stairs going down along the long hall or long left side to kind of see somebody or have that edge. So scary to be that person trying to play the 1v1. We see Wingman Patrol playing that perfectly, and Storybun comes up with the win. Beautiful use of the null command by Rise, too, to deny that take for V1. They were shut down, and WPT's picking up the pace, Compers.
Oh. Seems like they are. TP down from Bunny B, and now I'm seeing kind of the same thing I saw on the floor here coming through from this Yoru. Now shots not being misfired. Okay. That's why you gotta put the best player on the duelist, because it seems like it's working out for the best here. The floor's still left alive. They're just sitting around in the back waiting for the perfect moment to strike here. Up, left alive, and a 2K taking this one in. Huge potential when it comes down to V1. They slowly push this around, and maybe this is the time. Still low, it's Rise there. And a 10-8 possibility coming through V1. They pushed such good momentum out and forward here. And it's Mel cleaning things back up for V1.
This is actually becoming pretty tough for V1, I would say. They're still in good position here. They still know what they need to do, but that has been a few 3K rounds they've needed to put WP down in an almost scary situation. So Wingman Patrol, they are definitely understanding how to play the flow of the game here. A little more aggressive, getting into the site. I think V1 did a good job there of being a distraction, right? And this is where Bunny B, right here. Bunny B waiting to turn up. There's a great round to get it going. But that flank from Mel, this backstab along with the Reckoning just absolutely screwed everything up for WPT, and that's what V1 needed. Good defuse to get back in. Mel Doing some gun flippies. Gets it out. Gets it ready. Ooh. Another thrifty?
Possibly. Oh, yeah, it's already looking good so far. How? Two players take it down.
No.
What the heck is going on? Headshots, though. Sarah's trying to take this one back.
Yeah, yeah.
And it could happen, honestly. The only thing covering and not allowing Sarah to frag out at this point in time is going to be that Viper smoke. But
Planted.
as it goes down, tons of util still left available for the opportunity to again make this happen. Huge shot coming through from Sarah. And a big cleanup. V1 continue to attempt to keep in. Oh no, we have so much to utilize here. Already ultimate being popped out from floor. Fuse being loaded on here. Oh. Yay.
We talked about that. Alt after alt. They're like, oh, there's a possibility we don't get this and create our lead even more. Okay, alt. Yeah, alt. You alt. Everyone alt. We got it. Use it. Have your cake and eat it. 11-8 now. V1 getting a grasp on it. Wingman Patrol in control for so long. Really nice strats trying to get around V1 here. I think they're realizing pushing V1 a little bit in the pace of the game is how to find where they might fall apart. Because most of the time, V1 will identify a situation, back up, and then have the full cavalry to hit a site. Here towards B again. See if Wingman Patrol goes fat.
Who's next?
Yeah, they're trying to push past this right now. Gonna be again just looking over towards the extremities, finding the information, and now they're like, yeah, okay, well, floor has up, so they're here, and they're prepped and they're ready. We can get this entry in. I don't know what Honeybee understands. That is going to be that decoy. Moving forward, even then the flank making it difficult to find anything.
Still 5v5 after all this shoot and run. And everybody's set up as well as they can be for defense here. This is huge if you want to take it.
Honestly, seems like they might just be able to with Noya there.
Oh my gosh.
Eliminating Bunny P, leaving floor with the open stage to do whatever they please. Unfortunately, flank is not left alive. He gets shut down by WPT. The hardest game that V1 has had is going to probably be this one. It seems like they're not going down without a fight.
Wingman Patrol find it again. They do not let a groove go into play for V1 here. So back down to pistols. See if they actually full save here, because this is the point where we have to consider they have a few rounds, but we don't play for tie. You play for the win. So you see this being just a classic save. Maybe a bit of armor if you can get it in there. Noy is going to say, I'm good even with all my expensive utility as a Cypher. So coupons there. More sheriffs. Okay, armor away from Flores. You see how much consideration's going into this.
Ooh, okay.
Dang.
Yeah. Already done with. It seems like they just wanted the round to, I wouldn't say end as quickly as possible, but, you know, full rush like that definitely doesn't seem like they wanted to keep this round going.
Yeah, that was the V1 defensive pistol round run. Roll it back. Run it back, run through arch, or elbow rather, and make it happen.
Oh, they picked up a rifle. Like a huge up
Enemy remaining.
Oh, no. Doesn't matter. Actually, no, maybe.
Noya?
Maybe it does? 3K
No
already coming down from
shot.
Noya. This is going to be positioning already being taken away from this. They know where they are. Flashes through now. This gives the chance for Rise to figure out what they need to do next. But Noya hopping on box, seeing what they can do. And it's up. They've made some noise. They know they're there. They're still peeking. And now they could take things down to match point. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to lie. My heart skipped a beat when they missed the jump.
Stop barking!
I didn't.
Oh! Oh my gosh! WPT another 10-11. Oh my! I thought Noy had the push, had the pressure. Great time by Rise.
Yeah.
Able to play the flashes, able to play around the situation, and just rotating back around the box as soon as Noya got that picture of Rise's head. Oh, that we just saw to bring us to 10-11, and V1 are going to call a timeout. Wow, what a game we have going so far on the Breeze. We talked about it before. We've seen a lot of V1 on Bind, on Haven, in Ascent. This is going to be the first Breeze they've played from September on, or I don't know. I didn't look past, but just kind of relevance. So seeing this come in here and we'll be able to play a little bit of their own game is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That was huge, man. V1. They could have been at match point at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we consider last map, it was the Breeze. That was the Breeze, right? It was just
the Breeze.
Straight on through. V1 felt great on every shot. We heard the desk, the trades, they were impeccable. It was like nothing could go wrong in this situation, and they read the extremities here. I think this Wingman Patrol playing much quicker and on the back of each other is just incredible change in such a short amount of time, one map.
Looking for the early frags just to speed up the process right now, but is that good decision with Bunny B playing on the Yoru so well, but shut down by Floor. You cannot get past this op, and even then you're stuck when you're playing that KO. A good read off of Floor to understand what's going on. Even then, the ult being brought out, Floor having a nice moment there. Looking to take something down, but a flank to shut things down for V1. Right now, they have such a good process moving forward, and they finished it off. Attempting to wait for that contact. Around the back. Seems like here it's Rise, not allowing anybody to make a move. Still suppression left available. Checking around the back, the up still there. And it's up to Floor to make this change, this adjustment. Still attempting to peek. The right click is ready, but it's not there. Rise cannot make that contact.
Oh my god, I love and hate our observers. I was like, let me know where they are. I want to know. I don't care. Holy moly, the tension we have right now coming down to that. What shots from Rise? And then just the old. Fluorescent knew the smart play was to stay, that the round was going to happen. Rise, the Vandal was going to search, look for the side of the operator. And what a shot it was. Both players making the smart play not to take anything away from either team here. Oh my gosh, 12-10. Could be it, Gompers. What a game we have going on the Breeze here.
This is it. Either away right now and leave things the way that it could be for V1. 13-10, or maybe here with the Hunter Fury. A different story leading in this one. Pop flash through from Bunny B, and this has to be it. They know the pressure is on them to take this one back, but it's impossible. There's not a lot to use. A Sheriff in hand, and no Vandals left to be used other than Avery. That hero rifle moving around down in mid, but so much information in B.
This low buy is going to be an incredibly tough entry. You're looking at a wall of rifles. The operator on the other side is the only safety right now that Wingman Patrol has. They're going to try to plant, maybe in the smoke. They have to get deeper than the smoke. Planting in the tip of the smoke is actually dangerous.
Oh. They got so much good information that they can just shoot through, and even then, they have to take this pick down. They're looking to do just that right now. Mel having so much util to utilize in this moment, but they can't cut anything short just yet. They have to take out Starry Bun. Floor is such a troll. They've just given it away. The ult being saved for the Viper's pit, and it's Sarah to run it down. The 13-10 for V1. Oh my gosh, that was so disrespectful. That was so disrespectful.
Yeah, so what a great win by Version1. They come in very strong, showing a bit of back and forth where they can be attacked on Breeze, but still come out with the win. And identifying that play, which is kind of why they, or we'll talk about why they romped around in it, is when you have a Viper's Pit like that gives you full access to the site you're defending, and you're just looking at the front of it. Everybody just kind of gets to go, all right, yeah, I'm going in. Everybody go in. And you dump all your util in, and then you get in. So we see them jumping around and just looking for whatever frags they can, knowing they had the win, knowing they had finally gotten Wingman Patrol into a position. that would have forced them to lose the round. And that's what V1's so good at doing, is making the game difficult for their opponent in different ways and reading them until V1 gets the win, and they do again.
I think we got to see a star out of Bunny B today as well. I mean, the Yoru plays were
and Soda,
absolutely
for
insane.
sure.
Yeah, and I feel like these two players were definitely two of the
Loved watching them.
strongest. But again, we have actually the bigger brains behind the operation waiting to give their take on what this match looked like. So we'll head over to the desk right about now.
The biggest brain analysis over here. V1, pretty darn good. Honestly, even in one of the closer games, Sapphire, I mean, just the control that they had over the field. I mean, that was one of the closer ones at 13-10, but it still kind of just didn't feel like it at some points.
Yeah, it definitely felt like they were running away with it for a while. We did see some comeback plays, some nice moments from Wingman there in the end, but like it was still such dominant performance from this team. I'm gonna say across the board, and we'll look at the scoreboard eventually, but like still so insane. But let's talk about Noya too. Noya had some really nice rounds as well. We talked about in the last map, a little quiet just because she didn't need to do much else, but like the sentry here on Elbow, that was really, really nice. And then Flora did that insane clutch.
Why stop at Noya? Let's talk about Mel. Let's talk about Sarah. Let's talk about Alexis. Honestly, man, the way this team plays off of each other is just impeccable. I mean, yes, they've been playing together since Series 1 at the beginning of the year, but just like the coordination and stuff seems like they've been playing for so much longer.
Yeah, it looks so clean, and we really got to see those clean rounds on this map. That, again, on Breeze, we haven't seen in quite some time, and like you said, it seems like they've been playing it this whole time. It looked really good, especially for version 1, when it came to punishing the mistakes that the enemy team was making. And we saw this constantly, Bunny B going for a push, playing by themselves, pushing towards mid and getting shot down over and over again. It is those kind of mistakes that version 1 loves capitalizing from, and what at the end of the day ended up taking them to the finish line, because it was a close map nonetheless.
For sure. And thinking of mistakes too, because I mean there was a pretty big one for a moment there coming out from V1, but it's not when you fall, it's how you get back up. And I mean, they just dust it off. There's sometimes, Sapphire, I feel like a mistake like that, when the game is actually still, it was pretty close at that point, all things considered, can start to mentally boom a team. And they took their break, and they're good. They're chill to close it out.
Yeah, of course. I think Riv said it too. Like when they lose those anti-ecos, they get upset. I think they're upset at themselves. They're disappointed, and they come back stronger. But like, you know, just to give some props to Wingman Patrol here. Like I know we saw that Soto, like this is their last chance in GC. Like, you know, fortunately, obviously they still have the lower bracket run, but there's so much potential for the roster. A roster that, again, they played on teams together for a while, but they just came together a couple weeks ago and take 10 rounds in Version 1. You know, I know that's obviously kind of bar low, but that's good. There's certainly some potential there.
Still waiting for the team though that's finally gonna push them into a map 3 here in Series 3. But hey, when we're getting cracked players playing like Ben, you know exactly who we're talking about in Fluorescent here, Dan. It's so difficult because Fluorescent is that player that seems like everywhere at once, so in your face, and she just seems like indestructible sometimes.
She is just always so confident, and we see it in the way that she plays every single time, the way that, you know, on the jet she's dashing in, or with the Yoru using that TP, going for those flashes, trying to set up the team as well. We see this constantly for Fluorescent, where she looks so comfortable, and again, it goes back to what you two were saying about, you know, this is a team that looks like they've been together for longer than they have, with the dominance that they have, and Fluorescent is just always a star. No matter who this team is playing, they're always just on top of the game, and Fluorescent just makes it so much easier.
And I know at this point too that we're looking at the championships ahead, but I'm so excited to see Version 1 if they're able to be claiming yet another game changer titles. Of course, we'll have the chance to talk to them real quick here, but first enjoy our Prime Gaming post-match highlights. We'll be right back.
my name. Legendary is my aim. Already legendary. Y'all know that we ain't the same. Whether sun or rain, ain't nobody else to blame. The life I live is mine, so I control.
Well, Version 1 are doing Version 1 things, and that is going to be taking another victory here in Valorant Game Changers. And on the line for our Verizon post-match interview, I have Coach Effie's. First off, congratulations. It's another day. It is another win. This super team, how do you make sure that this team preserves that edge heading into each and every event?
First of all, hi. I know you all hoping to see Mal, but sadly she's not feeling well right now, so I'm taking over. Well, I think it's a day-to-day thing. I think people to be that consistent, you need to have like a really high like skill floor. Like for example, our last map on Breeze is not a map we played well on. I think so. But even when we play pretty bad, we're still able to like come up with rounds based on hero plays and stuff like that. So I think we're a pretty deep team and that concern.
And then with the fact that V1 is this team to not only beat but kind of catch up to, that's kind of the standard that's set right here. Do you feel this extra pressure on your shoulders to have this team constantly be innovating, constantly be not just 1 but like 10 steps ahead of where everyone else has to be?
I wouldn't say pressure. I'd say it's definitely a challenge because, like, for example, in today's games, like I feel like we were getting anti-stratted pretty hard. But I think her playstyle is really hard to anti-strat because Mel is like quite a dynamic IGL and she knows when she's getting red. Then like she will call just random things here and there to just mess up with people's head. So I feel like it is, well, at this point we're already qualified for Brazil, so there is no like real pressure. But no, I think it's just more challenging because people look up to your team and whatever you do, but I don't think it's added pressure, no.
Right, and yeah, congratulations, championship qualification. I mean, it shouldn't be much of a surprise, but it's still so awesome to have it secured so early on. I know there's still the rest of Phase 3 of the team, but as of right, do you feel like this team is ready for the championship?
As of now, I don't think we are. To be honest, we're not playing at our best right now. One of our players, Noya, had visa issues, so she was out of the country for over a month and a half, so we couldn't practice heading onto GC3. We only had like, I think 7 or 8 days of practice, which is not a lot. So I would say right now at our current level, I don't feel like we're at our peak form, not at all. A lot of these maps are like very sketchy and like very like hero play oriented, which is not how we won GC2. So yeah, I think we are far from our peak currently. I would say some of our maps are very shaky right now, but I think it's just unfortunate, just circumstances really.
Well, definitely making the best out of the worst out there. So I'm excited to see the new peaks that you all be able to ascend to. And for yourself, you took a break from competing to be leading this team, and it's been this super team going throughout the season. So how does that feel from your perspective that you get to be a part of this and the heights that they've already managed to be able to achieve?
I honestly feel really blessed to be working with them. They're extremely motivated. They listen to me, which is more than I can ask for, like any coach's dream, to be honest. They're really nice to coach. I think I would have loved to keep on playing, but if I was going to coach any team, I would want it to be this team. So I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with the progress we're making. I think we can play much better than we're playing right now and much better than what we've shown in co-head. I think we're actually like a really good, we're actually a really good team, and I just can't wait till we prove it to the world.
Well, we can't wait either. So thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me. Congrats again on the run so far, the championship qualification, and make sure to send some get well soon wishes to Mel too, okay?
All right. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thanks, you too. As for us, to round out and finish up our night, of course, we have to be bringing in the best of the best and bring Dan and Sapphire back to the desk. I mean, he's been talking about this not even being the team in full form, which is it's crazy to me. That's so absurd because we've gotten to see so much stuff already. I mean, what new heights are there now, right?
Yeah, it's a bit scary, you know, for the other teams. Maybe it's scary for the teams that are going to be at the championship to know that this is not their peak form. You know, I'm excited to see what peak form looks like. I don't know if maybe Fluorescent will finally get that 400 ACS. You know, we were a little disappointed.
Well, we do have our AIM Lab Flick of the Day, so maybe she secured this one as a little parting gift of today's stream, because it's always nice if a player can have a nice collection of 1 or 2 Flick of the Day in their collection here. No, instead, this one coming out from Malibu in our series earlier on. I mean, Dan, this Newton team has been kind of fire, so...
It has been pretty good, and that play specifically, I still remember Dog and Bala being like, wait, what just happened? Because those are just kind of the plays that you continue to see in Game Changers. Just out of nowhere, some insane play comes through for one of the players, and it's like, wait, what? And then they continue doing it, and then everybody in the team does it as well. But I think it's great, and also, I know you mentioned Newt, but I also want to mention Wingman Patrol, because they're both of the teams that are unsigned, both of the teams that earlier in the first match that they had today managed to get wins against strong opponents, and that is really a testament of the evolution that this Game Changers and this main event has had.
And being able to get that win earlier on broadcast. Looking ahead at our bracket, the opponents only get more and more tough, and of course we don't have a completely filled out bracket here, so you'll be able to go and watch the games. But already here, Sapphire taking Shopify Rebellion into this game 3. Shopify Rebellion also being one of these teams that have been around for a while, these top tier players. So I mean, Newt, I don't think they're to be messed with.
Oh, that is spicy. Yeah, we don't really see Shopify Rebellion get tested too often either, except against the likes of Version1. So Newt is turning heads, just getting past that first round. We were already celebrating them, but obviously looking really good against Shopify.
We do have to take a moment to talk about this lower bracket, as Complexity, our second place team in Series 2, has eliminated FlyQuest Dan and currently 1-1 in another elimination match. I can't believe we're saying goodbye to teams already.
It's all happening so fast, and I feel like that is the nature of, Game Changers Series 3 specifically, when it is just a couple matches away from making it to the championship, to making it to Brazil and playing with international teams. And so everything kind of goes in a flash, and you really have to keep up with really what's going on. Is Version1 continuing this dominance? Are they going to get the number 1 spot once again? Who is going to be the second one? And again, it could be Shopify and Complexity who have the better chances here with points, but it can also literally be anyone that you see here.
I love how this is shaping up so far, and of course, with those matches still going on, you can still go and tune in and cheer on the team and see, hey, is Newt gonna get this upset, and see which team is gonna be in that lower bracket between EG and DSG. Because for us on the main broadcast, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. It has been so much fun. Can't wait to see you in the chats of those alt streams, and can't wait to see you back here tomorrow for another great day of Valorant Game Changers. Thanks so much again for tuning in. See you then.